I got Anthony. Anthony Austin, thank you for holding.
What's up, Anthony?
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tony. Yeah, I want to talk about losers and adjustment. I'm mainly a strangle player, and if you want to bring up LinkedIn, played this back in May when it was trading at about 250, sold the 230s and 280s. And I think you guys had a similar play at the time. And
you mean the last earnings for LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were short. We sold the 2.25 puts in the, and then we rolled down to the 200 calls. I just did an anatomy of a trade on it last week.
Okay. So so I had a 230 put, and I was watching your show at that time, and it had a 3 or 4 standard deviation move.
Right.
But you immediately sold a 200 call on that day. And I didn't really understand that at the time because I hate to sell calls when it's down, but I did it too, and it turned out to be a good move because it went down to 191, and that call went worthless and made some money, and I rolled my 230 put out another month. And I rolled it again a couple times, and now, hey, we're back to 230 almost. And I haven't sold any more calls, but I did now that we're at 230, and I'm almost basically at a wash on that trade. But now I got a strangle again for next week, and earnings is out next week. So kind of my question is, should I just take this off for a wash or a little bit of a profit, or try to hold through next week's earnings in LinkedIn and call it a day? But I kind of want to understand your strategy. When it doesn't go your way and you're selling that call when it goes down, what are you doing? It seemed to work out, but I'm kind of worried if it bounced back, then are you going to potentially lose money in that call?
Okay, you've asked 100 questions there, Anthony. But let's get back to the very basic first one. LinkedIn, just to paint a little bit of a scenario, LinkedIn before its last earnings was trading over 250.
Right.
It opens on a $20 expected move, which is why he sold the 230 puts.
Down around 200.
It opens at 200.
Right.
2.5 times the expected move. I actually sold the 205 calls against my short 225 puts, which were turned into a giant loser. It was a disastrous trade right away. It doesn't matter what put you sold. And I sold the 205 calls, of which I later rolled down to the 200 calls. The position came all the way back, and we ended up losing like a tiny bit of money, almost like 200. Instead of $2,300 per one lot, we were down 23 points originally. Anthony, we came back, we only lost like $180 or something like that. It was crazy on each one lot. It was really a nice save. You did the exact same thing. It sounds like you did it in a different way, but you did pretty much the exact same thing. The way I like to trade, when I've had a situation like that where I've just worked my butt off to come all the way back, I don't want somebody to kick over my sandcastle again. It's like you build a sandcastle, the wave knocks the whole thing down, right, Bat? And all of a sudden you rebuild the whole thing. I am not letting...
A lot of time, a lot of effort.
Yeah. I'm probably going to stay in LinkedIn on a different trade going for the next earnings, but I'm definitely going to get out of this one, and I'll stay smaller next time.
Yeah, well, I think it was only a 2-lot, but it was still,
right.
a bit of a hit. And, emotionally, I just want to get out of it for, even.
Sure, you were down $5,000. You were probably down $5,000 or $6,000, and now you're back to even. That's a good trade.
Yeah. So just get out of it, clear your head, and then
look at it next week, and then say, hey, just the day before earnings, go, hey, you know what? I'm going to play it this time, but I'm doing a 1-lot. Mm-hmm. And now I have a much greater appreciation for how much LinkedIn could move.
Okay. So when it does go down, or you sold that call, and my instinct was, should I wait until it goes up on an uptick to sell it, or you just want to minimize your downside? And is that what you're thinking when it doesn't go your way?
Yeah, we're just thinking, you know what, like this is already all effed up. So we just need to just do something, flatten ourselves out, get our head together, and then kind of restart all over again. So it's the mechanical thing to do. That's all it was.
Okay. And that's the part I need to learn a little bit.
Yeah, we were not overthinking it, okay? No way.
Yeah, it was down, so you just wanted some downside protection.
Yeah.
And you
Just because that allows you to
just sold
hold
at
it
the
longer. That's all it is. It's psychological. It's not necessarily always the perfect trade. In a perfect world, you want to sell puts into down moves and you want to sell calls into up moves. But sometimes when you're down $25 on a trade that you thought you had a chance to make $2 on, you're just like, flatten me out.
Yeah. And if it goes back up, okay, you might lose on that, but you're going to win on the other side of the
It's
trade.
way better that it goes back up. You want that risk.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
worst
you
thing
want-
that can happen in those cases is it keeps going down.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Very good. Good call.